What completely legal substance are you addicted to? When I had a cold, I used this nasal spray that shrinks the blood vessels in the nose and makes it easier for you to breathe. It is an over-the-counter drugstore item and you don't need a prescription. Once you stop using it, your nose clogs up, or at least it feels like it, because you used to breathe like a superhero for a week. The longer you use, the worse the withdrawals are. I couldn't properly breathe without it, so I ended up using it for almost half a year. Edit, in case someone is interested, I kicked the habit by buying few standard saline, sodium chloride, spray. It's just salt water that helps clean and treat dryness in the nasal passages. I used one for a few weeks, and while I still had serious trouble breathing through my nose, it greatly helped. I also slept in an elevated position with like 3 pillows. It took me almost a month to feel like I was breathing well, but still not as well as I was with the other stuff. I was looking for this. I've been using xylometazolone spray for well over a year. I've only ever used it before going to sleep, but still that's 1 dose a day for like 14 months. My nasal mucosa is fucked. I'm now a week into a cold withdrawal, and it's not fun. At this point I can breathe relatively freely when going to bed, but I wake up very early with a dirt dry mouth and throat and completely clogged nose. If you're reading this and you've been given this nasal spray to help with a cold, for the love of God don't use it longer than the packaging says. Trust me, that's a road you don't want to go down. Yep, I was addicted to the Afrin menthol spray for the longest time. I would use that crap like every hour because I had built up a tolerance. I would just keep it in my pocket for all day use lol. I think I was able to get off it once when I got really sick and was on legit cold meds or something. It has been like 15 years now, so I forget. I refuse to use it these days for anything. I used to love the burn of the menthol in my sinus glands. Oreos. I can knock down a sleeve before looking down. It only stops when the stomach pain sets in, and even if it subsides for a moment, that moment will be filled with an Oreo. Ever had black shits from Oreos? That when you know you've gone a step too far. I'm not a big chocolate guy, but there's just something about Oreos and some milk. Doritos. I was a massive addict. I used to buy a couple whole boxes of them. I used to drive to Frito-Lay's to buy them directly from the factory because it was the only places where you could buy this much without people asking questions. What makes me stop was in one occasion I went to a Colmado, is pretty much a 7-Eleven or mini market here at Dom. Rep. Told the guy give me this just on Doritos. Was around 800 DPO. Which is $14 US. One bag personal bag of Doritos is 25 DPO here. Around 30 something bags of Doritos. The guy looked at me and told me, damn. You just wiped my whole shelf. Now I need to call Frito-Lay's to bring me a couple boxes. I looked at the empty shelf. I was so embarrassed and disgusted of myself. On my way walking home I started to gift them away to people. I kept like 3 bags, ate them, and since then I slowly were reducing my numbers of Doritos at weeks for the next couple months. I still love them, but I don't have the impulse anymore. Homie bought half a stack of Doritos. Hello fellow Dominican chip addict. Just curious, how old are you? I'm 32 and I can tell you exactly when I became addicted. It was during the late 90s Pokemon Tazos, Pogs, craze. I would go to the store, ask the person working there to shake and feel the bags to see if they had extra Tazos. Then go home and open up 6 bags in a row looking for the Pokemon. I'm trying hard not to eat as many chips now though. Fizzy drinks. Same here. Was just telling my friend about my seltzer water addiction. What about the lifting variety? Potato chips. Salt and vinegar especially. I can eat entire family bags of them in a sitting. I've been making serious efforts to cut that out lately. I've been chip free for almost a week. And yet the crisps call to me. I once decided to go on a diet, or rather one of the times I decided to go on a diet, because I wanted to get rid of some extra kgs. I go for a walk in the city center and there it was a guy handing out chips for free as a marketing thing. On that exact day? What kind of a bad joke is this, universe? I didn't get the chips. I was serious about losing weight and I did it. But I'll never forget the weird, and funny, coincidence. It's cheese and onion for me. I have been known to consume 12 packets of them in one sitting when I'm having a particularly bad time lol. It gets to the point where they don't even taste good and my tongue literally hurts but I just can't stop. I haven't done that in a while, at least thankfully. Edit, I feel like I should clarify when I say 12 I mean like the 25 grams bags, not the huge party size bags they have in America. Sweet Baby Ray's honey chipotle barbecue sauce. I had a bad accident as a kid from drinking what I thought was Kool-Aid but nope, so a very good porting of my tongue and cheeks got scar tissue. Since then I haven't been able to taste a lot of foods. I literally cannot taste most bread, crackers, light soup broths, a few juices, etc. The worst easily is that I cannot taste most red meats. But for some reason I'm super sensitive to honey and smoky flavors and that sauce was a godsend. I am no medical doctor, and I don't know how to explain it. But when I use it on something I not only taste the sauce but can actually taste a lot of foods I couldn't before. So I put it on everything like a weirdo. In the same vein I also keep a small bottle of ghost pepper hot sauce as well, but mostly for pasta, as chipotle barbecue doesn't seem to work with most red sauces but the ghost pepper does. Edit, first award Thai friendo smile. Also story time. Since you are interested, please mind my grammar typing on my phone during lunch break. My mom remarried when I was 5 and stepdad's family lived in Ensenada, Mexico. My grandmama worked this portable fish taco stand for all the tourists who got off the cruise ships. I remember going with her to the port, seeing this nice jug of what I thought was delicious Kool-Aid or fruit punch. She was talking to some fisherman with my mother next to her, and when her back was turned I just opened it up and took about 2 or 3 gulps. My mom turns around, swatted whatever it was out of my hands and starts screaming at my grandmother in Spanish. A huge argument breaks out. Everyone's freaking out for a good minute before it hits me. Now keep in mind I'm a little white boy, barely can speak English, don't know a lick of Spanish, and everyone's freaking out. I must have done something bad. But what? And as I thought that, my entire throat, mouth and stomach start burning. I instantly throw up all over my grandmama's cart and the fisherman that came over to grab me. A veritable mixture of half-digested dinosaur chicken nuggets, fries, milk, and blood ruined this guy's shirt. My entire chest is on fire, and then I don't remember anything until waking up with a tube in my mouth on a white bed. I literally had to relearn how to eat over a year and had to take speech therapy courses later on in life because of it. I never asked what it was exactly. My thought was some sort of cleaner or fuel. The cart had a small generator on it for the fryers. It was bright red though and looked like it was in a gallon milk jug. Wish I could give you more details, but that's all I remember. Frown, I'll shoot my mother the question, she may remember better than me. What on earth did you drink? Sounds like you should buy a smoker. Smoke your own meat, veggies, and cheese. It might be a whole new world for you. Was liquor and sadness, currently is Pokemon cards and a lot less sadness. Not great, but I see this as an absolute win. Chocolate. I gave up smoking years ago and substituted it with an addiction to chocolate. The only thing that stopped my addiction to chocolate was getting diagnosed with Wilson's disease. I wish I was you right now. Chocolate has a lot of copper and I can't filter said copper out of my body. I gave up chocolate by starting to smoke cigarettes. Sugar. I'm thinking of substitution to quit sugar. Maybe heroin. Sugar is so addictive. And while it may not be as destructive as alcohol or hard drugs, it has a similar hold. I've quit sugar several times. Gone months without it. Eventually I stop craving it as much. I lose weight and feel great. But then, the day eventually comes where I say to myself one little Snickers won't hurt. And then bam, I am binging. Eating sugar every day. Getting depressed and packing on the pounds. It's an endless cycle. Edit, getting a lot of supportive messages. Just wanted to say thanks. It's comforting to know I'm not the only person who struggles with this. If anybody wants to chat privately about it, I'm down to DM. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.